Glad to have you back. You're watching TVC Breakfast, and it's now time for our second break story. The federal government has identified the hike in road transportation cost of transportation as responsible for increase in cost of food items across the country.
Well, this was contained in an interim report submitted by a Presidential Task Force on Food to the Federal Executive Council. That was last Wednesday. State House correspondent Maria Olasheinde tells us more.
We are not against the farmer making money, but we are against the consumer suffering. We are trying to strike a balance. We have not told anybody we are trying to do price control. We will not do that.
At its last meeting, the Federal Executive Council set up a food task committee to look into the hike in food prices and cost of food wastages in the country. The committee on Wednesday submitted an interim report identifying the major cause of food price increase as the high cost of road transportation and suggesting the use of railway wagons as an alternative. Agriculture Minister is happy to report that there is no food shortage, with the country set to experience a bountiful harvest this year.
We are not against the farmer making money, but we are against the consumer suffering. We are trying to strike a balance. We have not told anybody we are trying to do price control. We will not do that. We also know that it's not the farmer who is benefiting from all, but the transporter, the policeman on the way who's collecting, the other agents along the highway. The job of government is to remove these obstacles so the farmer is happy and the consumer is happy.
Council also approved a set of measures to boost food production and attract investment into the Nigerian tomato subsector. Council also approved the construction of Section 1 of the Ilorin-Omuaran-Kaba Road in order to complement the ongoing works on the Kaba-Egbe Road linking Kwara and Kogi states. Power Works and Housing Minister also used the briefing to debunk impressions created by media reports that his ministry had recently single-handedly approved a project running into billions of naira.
There you go. It is now time to go into the discussion proper. The high cost of food, high cost of commodities in Nigeria, and the report of the task force set up by the acting president. The report is out, the recommendations are out. So we are joined now by an integrated farmer, Awose Mobolaji Raphael, and also joining us on Skype from Rwanda, a farmer, Adeni Shola Bumi. Many thanks for joining us, gentlemen. Shola is in Rwanda and Raphael is here with us in the studio. Now the report is out. According to the report, there is no shortage of food in Nigeria. Do you agree with the Minister of Agriculture?
I do not agree totally, because presently a lot of farmers are reducing what they can produce. The food hike, it's not majorly caused by transportation issue alone. What about the raw material? What about the ingredients? What about the basic thing that goes into it? For those that plant, the fertilizer, cost of fertilizer. For those that are into animal husbandry, what about the cost of feed?
We'll take a look at some of those factors one after the other. But first, they said that the problem is the hike in prices, but there's no shortage of food.
There is. People have reduced their capacity.
But why are people reducing their capacity?
Because
the quantity of what they produce.
Yeah, because of the inputs, what they have to input, the raw material they too have to use to bring out the final food product. Like for the animal husbandry, like cost of buying feeds for your chicken, cost of buying feeds for your fish. Do you understand? So for crops, cost of
seedlings.
Apart from seedlings even, yeah. Then again, the fertilizer and all that. So these are things government have to look into, not the transport. So it's not the
alone. Transport.
That's an integral. It has always been there for years. The cost of transport today is still the same as a year ago. To an extent, the fractional.
But can you take this fact away that because of the hike in transportation fee, the ripple effect is affecting what the end users?
I won't take it away, but it's not really It's there. It's been an issue we've been having for years, but it's not the major cause of this not the major cause of this
For
causing.
years, we've never bought fuel for 145 per liters. This is a recent development. It's always been below 100 naira. So this is the first time it's been jacked up because of the freedom given to an extent. So really, it's not a case of, it's been happening for years. These are recent indices that we must take a look at.
The hours, like I said, it's a factor. Do you understand? But it's not a whole. It's not a main thing. There are other effects. There are other things.
Okay. Let's try and bring in Adeni Shola in Rwanda. A farmer in Rwanda. Adeni, well, the report we had not too long ago, the Minister for Agriculture said that, look, the high cost, the reason for the higher cost of commodities is because of the challenges that they go through on the roads, high cost of transporting these products from one place to the other. Do you agree with the submission of that report?
Yeah, good morning. Yes, I think I'm in Uganda now, not Rwanda.
Okay, all right. Uganda, thank you.
Okay.
Now, I think it's going to be a 50-50 thing. And first is, when you talk about hike in price, what are those things that we are bringing through? Do people that farms in Lagos takes anything by transport to anywhere? So you look at it from that angle. The impression we are having now is that everything we are eating is actually coming in from the north, and because of the transport is going to go up. Sure, it's going to go up. It's a simple thing. Let's assume you are in a place and you want a cab to come and pick you. The cab will come empty and pick you and take you back. So when they are bringing these goods down to the south, when they are going back, naturally they will tell you, they will add the cost of the tow and fro to it. So at the end of the day, it goes up. For now, the government coming out with this solution is good. Rail, but how many part of south does the raise girls to? You also have to look at that. So the issue of us saying we have in excess, that is what I don't understand. When some people can still not eat, when some people cannot afford it. And when you say something is going up, the minister was saying something the other time that we are not after farmers making profit. There's no way you can even, are they really making profit? For now, they are not making anything because they will only sell what they get. Farmers cannot eat what they are planting alone. There are a lot of things they go to the market and buy. And farmers' market is not different from your own market or from the minister's market. It's the same market where you have dollars going up, where you have fuel price going up. So the issue is a 50-50 thing, and it's a kind of clarion call to those people in the south, especially the governors in the south. Must everything come from the north? Thank you.
Okay, all right. You said, you just highlighted what the minister said, where you have scarcity in the midst of plenty. The minister says there is no scarcity of food, no shortage of food, and yet, according to you, people are hungry. Last year as well, the president, during one of the Eid-el-Kabir celebration in Daura, said he's gotten reports that there will be bumper harvest this year. So you ask yourselves, if the report going to the president says there will be bumper harvest, and a few months down the line, people are complaining of shortage. Do you think Nigerians are just crying foul, really? Adeni?
No, Nigerians are not crying foul, and the report the president got was correct. You see, when we talk about food, it's a lot of things. A lot. It's not only tomatoes, it's not only rice, it's not only maize. There are a lot of things that actually make it. Now, there was actually bumper harvest around grains, majorly rice, majorly maize. And these were being exported through the land border. Right. So now, maize is a grain that is so unique to our economy because both animal and human being are actually dragging this grain together. Because you need maize for your livestock, and you still need maize for some basic things as for human consumption. So it's a product that we need in large quantity. some other part of the world where things go the way it's supposed to go, government should be the one mopping up great things like rice, like maize, and some other unique grains. They should like mopping it up. Like here, they mop up sorghum and they process sorghum into sorghum flour. They mop up most of these things. So when there is something like this, government will release from their bank, release these grains from their bank and cushion the freight of the. Once you move it in, the price will regulate it. It's the government that can actually regulate the price if government is involved in agriculture. But in Nigeria, government is not involved in agriculture, not to now talk of agribusiness.
All right.
That's where the problem is.
All right, Adeni Ishola, well, you stay where you are. We're going to take a break at the moment, and when we come back, we continue to talk about this issue. Don't go away, please.
Glad to have you join us again. It is still TVC Breakfast, and we're looking at the high cost of commodity food, especially in Nigeria, and recommendation of the Joint Task Force Committee set up by the federal government to cushion this effect or bring it down. Quite a lot of recommendations, really. And we have farmers in the house with us this morning. We have Avose Mobolaji Raphael and also Adeniyi Shola Bumi from Uganda. He's a Nigerian, but he's in Uganda right now as we speak. So back to you, Avose. Let's look at the recommendations of the committee. One of them, Shola talked about earlier, talking about transporting food via rail, the rail system, not the normal transportation. One of them also has to do with reducing multiple taxation. Do you know how that will help you as a farmer?
Okay, let me first take the rail thing, the rail part. Yeah, it's a good, it's a laudable recommendation from the committee and all that, but the fact is this, from the farm itself, before you get to the rail, where are the roads? Let's be realistic with it. I want to take their own recommendation, which I totally don't agree with. Do you understand? Where are the roads? Okay, I have a farm in Ogijo. Where is the railway in my own area? We're buying, a group of us are mopping up some land and buying some land around Abeokuta. Where is the rail? And from the farm itself to the road, it takes me like an hour and a half. Bumpy road. That time when you load your truck or stop with your goods to get to the road, the truck could get stuck because the roads are bad. So when you say I should use the train,
So government needs to do more in terms of infrastructure.
Infrastructure is key for us, very key infrastructure to the basic infrastructure. The local
but isn't that like a
be
long-term thing? Can that be done like now, really?
No, see, it's when will the local government or government get to my own place? So when you're looking at the road, let all local government, let everybody work. And maybe in the nearest 1 year, it will happen. But that, like I said, that is really, it's not the bad road. Not even the road. The road thing has been there for years. It's way more than that. Look at now, the maize, like Shola said. For animal husbandry, you need maize.
Okay.
All right. Now, the cost of maize way back used to be 46 naira, 90 naira packet. Now it is more than 100 naira. How do you afford? Now, you can't afford to feed your animals. You can't afford to compose
So what about the taxation?
Tax. that's a whole lot to. Government needs to be able to work on that.
Yeah, they said they're going to reduce it. Will that help you in any way? What are the taxes? What tax do you pay?
Well, for now, for me, the taxes, I don't really pay much taxes except my returns.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's all we pay.
Okay, I don't know if Adeni.
No, let's stay with him. Yeah.
Okay, now, if you remember very clearly, during the past administration, there was this great momentum in agriculture. When Additional was the Minister for Agriculture, there was that heavy momentum in that sector. Why do you think that there was that break? It would appear there was a halt in that momentum. Why do you think that happened?
Well,
because we had this bread, is it wheat bread?
Yeah.
And so it was beginning to gain momentum in the market. People were talking about it and all that. And after a while, everything just died down.
You're talking about the former Minister of Agriculture,
absolutely.
who is now with the African Development Bank.
Development Bank.
What I would say is we're never consistent in our programs. Do you understand? So if this government, what this present government is trying to do, by the time they end their 4-year terms, the next government might not even visit whatever recommendation, whatever solution they're trying to provide to ease things.
So policy inconsistency.
Policy inconsistency is a big issue for us. One government starts it, the other government does not see it as an issue, and there's a break. So if that's why even Lagos State is enjoying the little bit they're enjoying, because somehow they've been consistent handover of policy, or whatever the policy they might have formed has been there. But in the federal level, different government have not been able to.
One of the highlights of Adesina's reign as a Minister of Agriculture was the availability of fertilizers at some subsidized prices for farmers. That was one of the highlights. And some people have condemned it to say that it was riddled with a lot of corruption, and that some farmers don't even get the fertilizers. What can you say about that?
Not just fertilizer, there are a lot of it, like the loans and all that. There are a lot of computer farmers, there are a lot of farmers in quote who do not even have the farms. But we all know that anything that is meant for the grassroots don't get to the grassroots, because there is this it's truncated in between. So it's an issue until the government is able to identify the real farmers and able to help them out with whatever program, whatever subsidy they want to give. Then we will still continue to have these issues. Right now, we have a lot of farmers that probably applied for loans. It doesn't get to them. Do you understand?
Are you talking about the CBN's Anchors Borrower Scheme? Did you attempt to get some kind of credit from the CBN?
I'm working with one now with Diamond Bank. Now Diamond is telling me I have to.
That's a commercial bank. The CBN, there is a credit line for farmers.
Yeah.
It is called the Anchors Borrower Scheme.
Yeah.
For farmers.
Yeah.
Have you
tried to take advantage of that?
I have not tried.
Why not?
The honest truth is, people around me have tried. They've been having 1 or 2 issues.
What are the issues that they are having?
Well, it takes forever to be able to get, the money comes.
Get into the system.
Like a particular one that happened some times ago. Money came in trenches.
Yes.
Okay, I need 2 million naira. 5 months down the line, they give you 500,000 naira. Another 3-4 months later, they give you another. Do you understand? By the time when the money comes, you don't get it. Yeah, it doesn't come in bulk, and that is not so interesting.
Okay, now as a farmer, what are the major threats beyond these peripheral issues we're looking at? What are the major threats there are to
these peripheral issues? Really, money is not peripheral. Is it peripheral?
We have a lot of things affecting.
What are the major ones you think affect?
Land ownership, access to cheap lands. Because right now you want to plant, and you probably want to plant maize. You don't need 1 acre, you don't need 2 acres. You probably want to buy 50 acres, 60 acres. Right now, the cheapest
piece of land
goes for 300,000 per acre outside Lagos. That means you have to travel 2 hours to get to the farm. Okay, do you understand? So cost of buying the land. So if I do not have somebody who would finance it, I may not be able to afford getting 50 acres of land at the rate of 350,000 naira. Do you understand? So that's a lot of those are issues. Cost of getting this land. Do you understand? Then number 2 are basic trainings. Understand? Then number 3 are just infrastructure. Subsidized cost of getting some basic infrastructure like tractors. Because a lot of us can't afford, I have a swamp land over 2 acres. I need a swamp dozer to go in and clear my land. Now I need to raise about 1 million naira for the tractor to go in. Okay. Why? Because to get a swamp dozer per day will cost me 400,000.
Per day?
Per day. Yes, sir.
And you probably will need it for about...
I need it for nothing less than 2 days. That's why I said I need ₦1 million minimum.
Okay, is there a way, I mean, is there what you think, or what do you think that government needs to do at the federal level? Because government at the federal level is talking more about agriculture at the moment, diversification. What do you think government needs to do to carry the state governments along in order to help, farmers like you? You talk about having farms in Ogun State in the area, and no access roads and all that. What do you think federal government needs to do to get states involved so as to help farmers like you?
Yeah, I think the federal government has to work hand in hand with states to provide basic things. If they can identify where we have this pockets of farmers and all that, then it will help go a long way. One, they should provide the road. Two, they should also try and provide infrastructure at a very cheap, relatively affordable to them. Get these things at different locations. If all the farmers in, let's say, Abeokuta have 2 or 3 locations, we can all apply to get these machines at a very cheap rate. It will help us.
Okay.
That's why I said the other time, it is not just the transport to bring it is what we put into the farming that is even killing the business.
All right, let's go to Uganda now. Adeni Ishola is still very much with us. Part of the recommendations of the committee is also to release the reserves, the grains that we have. You alluded to that earlier. But according to you, government is not involved in farming. So if we release what we have in reserve, what happens in the rainy days?
Yeah, thank you. There used to be a program, the seed bank program sometimes, where we are giving seeds with plants and they buy it back, but the program stopped along the way. If they release what they have now, it's going to be a bit hard, because even what they had now cannot even go to like 10 or 5 states. Look at the IDPs. Look at different things that are going on. Where are they getting food to feed them? Where they are relying on donors and things like that. So for me, I think we don't really have much in our reserve. So if we release it, it's like we are not going to have anything at the end of the day. Now, what I think we should do is we need to be sincere with ourselves. Federal government is talking. They are trying. But why are the state governments so silent? That is one thing that keeps moving me. Federal government has pocket of lands in all this area, maybe the river basin and things. But the state government has a lot of things to do. They are the one to move, especially South region, Southeast, Southwest, South. We are sitting down too much. We need to do, there are a lot of things we can exchange. These regions are good for a lot of things. North is good for a lot of things. What are they going to know each of the states for? What are we doing? Youth are ready to go into agri. Just create the conducive environment and get people involved in agriculture.
By conducive environment, what exactly are you talking about?
Good. Conducive environment is so simple. Like, each of those states has lands in large aspects of land. Now we are moving into rainy season. Let's assume that you don't have money to go into dry season or have your farming 24/7. Why can't they start clearing hectares of land? For example, let me give you a situation whereby, let's say Osun, Edo is good around banana, plantain, and some tuber crops. Ondo, Osun, why can't they open up? For Osun, pick potato. Sweet potato do so well on their soil. Let Osun be known for the production of potato. Open up the land now, create an initiative around it, bring young people to come on board, supply the seed, supply the land, do the land preparation, and just give unto them, maybe each person, maybe 2 or 5 hectares. What they are doing is, they are going to be the farm manager to manage the process, like follow the procedures, the agronomy procedures. When is the point of harvest, and the state will mop it off them. This youth will be happy because they know that already there's a system. I'm here to make sure that my hectare do so well by following the procedure that has been given to me by the agronomists, and I will follow it very well, so that at the end of the day, if I'm getting 1 ton, I know that I'm getting 1 naira from 1 ton, the state government is getting their seed off me, and I'm going to do the same thing again. So that is business. Then the state government now store or add value to that crop. So each state can pick 2 or 3 and go. This is a system, it's workable, it's doable, it's achievable. We should stop complaining. Is it rice come from the north? Onion comes from the north. Tomatoes come. Look at what the minister is saying. 75,000 farmers in the tomatoes cluster. That is business. That is why the north will keep getting funds for agric. That is why they will keep moving ahead in agriculture, and we will keep looking up to them to eat from the north.
All right, Adeni Shola, we're going to ask you to hang on there. We want to take a break and then come back, and when we return, we're going to keep talking about food security in Nigeria. Don't go away.
You're watching TVC Breakfast, and it is now time for news updates. Let's bring you up to speed. The federal government says its whistleblower policy in recovering looted funds has made the country 8 billion naira richer.
And that's correct, and that's besides the more than $9 million recovered from the building allegedly owned by a former chief of state oil company, NNPC. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed says the monies were recovered from just 3 sources. $137 million from an account in a commercial bank, 7 billion naira and $15 million from another person, and $1 billion naira from yet another.
And some residents of Kaduna are still in shock after millions of dollars were discovered in the Sabo area of the city. Some $9.8 million in cash was found at a house allegedly owned by a younger brother to former NNPC Group Managing Director Andrew Yakubu.
Residents of the area want the matter properly investigated. They also want the government to probe high-profile Nigerians.
The House of Representatives says the joint public hearing organized by the 2 appropriation committees of the National Assembly on the 2017 appropriation bill is an initiative of Speaker Yakubu Dogara.
And it believes that the move will ensure transparency in the budgeting process and prevent a repeat of the national embarrassment occasioned by the budget padding allegations in the aftermath of the 2016 appropriation bill. The lower legislature says at least 2/3 of the appropriation committee must sign the committee's report before it is accepted by the National Assembly.
Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal suggested the injection of funds into the economy as the surest remedy to the present economic crunch in the country.
Tambuwal said this during an interactive lunch session with journalists. He also urged Nigerians to pray for the quick recovery of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The All Progressives Congress APC has won all the seats in the local government election conducted in the 17 local government areas of Yobe State.
And that's correct. Chairman of the Yobe State Independent National Electoral Commission, Jauro Abdul, announced the election result in Damaturu, that's the state capital, on Sunday. He said that the chairmanship seats for the 17 council areas were contested unopposed by APC candidates. The APC also won all the 178 councillorship seats.
Very well, now you're updated. Okay, so TVC breakfast discussion continues. Let's just take this little time out. I'll be back. Okay, you're still watching TVC Breakfast, and we're looking at the high cost of food. Why your gari is no longer 150? Why you now buy it for, say, 300 naira per mudu?
Oh. No, when last did you buy gari? It is far more than that.
See, I'm even,
it's far more than
okay, that. And why the bottle of palm oil is no longer? How much is it now? How much is it now?
The palm oil. Well, I can't say of palm oil, but I know I bought gari myself, and I know how much it costs.
Okay, all right. So we want to hear what Nigerians are saying, and so it's time to bring in Foladele Falana here. Fola, hello. Good morning to you.
In this chair.
Yeah.
Good morning again.
Yes, very top of the morning, Foladele.
Yeah, good morning, Abos. Good morning to you, Shola. Okay, so, I mean, I guess we can deal with the cost of some things going up. But when it comes to food, you know we love our food, salami and IK. So you can imagine that Nigerians aren't finding this one funny.
No.
But let's see what some of them
They
are saying
aren't at
online.
all.
Chibuike Utaka says, which would bring down the prices of food in Nigeria? Reduction of petrol and transportation cost, or use of railway as suggested by a minister? Akorede Uno says, the high cost of food in Nigeria is caused by high cost of transportation, not due to shortage in production. I would like to come back to you on that, Avose. Yemi Like That says, Two-Face rally prompted FGN to set up committee to look into the high cost of food. If Two-Face had not planned rally in court, now for Nigerian government too. Kingsley Sidibe says, if federal government of Nigeria can fix our roads and power, the cost of foodstuff will automatically reduce on its own. There is no rocket science. D. Haruna says, they are setting a committee to look into the high cost of food in Nigeria. Wonders shall never end. Corruption has come to stay. Can't quite find the link there, but what do I know?
Maybe
So someone says, it's not a problem in shortage of food, it's a problem in, it's not a problem in shortage of production, it's a problem in the high cost of transportation and fuel. Can you maybe expatiate, if you agree, of course?
Well, I said, like I said earlier on, I said I agree with the fact that that's also constituted to it, but that's not the major thing. Well, I would agree with the other person that said our road system, the roads and all that. That's fine. That's me. But when you tell me I should come bring it into the train and all that, how do I get to the train itself? By the time I drive from my farm to the train station, then I could also just take it down to the market, because it's probably, do you understand? And majorly for me, most of my people come to buy from my farm. Do you understand? Now that the market women, they're more like the wholesaler, the middlemen. Now, they find it difficult to come to my farm to buy because they can't reach me. When they are driving down, their trucks get stuck or it gets broken down or something because the roads are bad. So it's not about, it's the infrastructure. It's more of the infrastructure. Let's assume petrol is still what it is.
But is
today.
it possible to make yourself accessible to your customers? We have the penchant for blaming the government for everything.
What we are doing for that, because I am one person, like I said, when you asked me the loan and all that, I didn't bother because I try to look for solution inside me, inward. I look inward. A group of us have come together. We said, okay, fine. We decided to look for land. All right. We no longer want to go to land whereby roads are not accessible. We can't reach. So we're getting some. We're creating a community. We're like over 30 of us. We're trying to buy over 300 acres. By the time we get this land, it's very close to the road and all that. Then we'll create a farm hub on the land. So whatever we sell, we will mop it up from there into the farm and all that. Create a market for ourselves in there. So that's solution. Those are solutions we are trying to provide.
Internal solutions you're trying to create.
Because if we wait for the government, I probably would have gone grey hairs.
One of the respondents there did ask a question, Fola, that which one of these is it? The transportation that will reduce, if you could put it correctly,
or the use of railway,
or the use of railway that would bring down, lower the prices of goods.
The cost of bringing for the people so first of all, like Shola said, there are some things that are done here. Not everything is from the north. Plantain is majorly here. Do you understand? It's
by here you mean?
I mean the southwest and where is the cost of bringing goods from from let's say Ondo to Lagos might be relatively cheaper using a truck than using a train. Do you understand? Because unless the train
that's
is going
to be for those in this part of the world. But so if you're taking it further, then
if you're now taking it further, that's another angle.
Challenge on its own.
So that's another challenge on its own. So maybe the rail will work, but it's not everything that is rail. The fish farmers in Ikorodu, they can easily bring it with a taxi to.
Okay, I think we have to let Foladele go. We'll continue the discussion. See you later.
See you later.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, like the fish farm, Lagos State Fish Farm in Ikorodu. Now, it's not the train that will bring you from there. The cost of probably transporting it here might be relatively not too much. But what is probably killing their business is cost of the cost of production. Do you understand? They can't. I mean, a feed bag. Let me shock you. There's what we call feed meal that they use in feeding the catfish. Then a year, 2 years ago, it used to go for 4,000 something. Now it is 12,000 naira.
Wow.
So tell me, is that transport system, will that solve their business? Will that solve the challenges they are facing? No.
Okay,
It's
let's hear what Adeni has to say about this. And Adeni, you quickly touch on the issue of post-harvest loss that has been identified over the years as a major source of hiking for food items in Nigeria. Plantain is produced in this part of the divide, that's the southwest, but the issue is, how do we preserve it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm privileged to be the president of the Nigeria Association of Plantain and Banana Stakeholder. And this trip has taken me since January. I'm here till like March. I actually traveled to East Africa for the post-harvest training on banana and plantain. And I was wow when I got here. I discovered that there are more than 20 things that we can actually do from banana and plantain. Presently, we are setting up the structure, and I'm even calling everybody back on that. Please go ahead and start planting banana massively, start planting plantain massively. One thing about me, and which I appreciate my friend and my brother, is enough of waiting for the government. Don't forget that this is our business first, before it becomes a business of the government. So the moment we say we want to wait for them to fix the road, this government has not fixed the road to make economic area even in the city, not to talk of our farms. So I was impressed and happy when he mentioned the cluster thing. The moment we start seeing agriculture as a business, that is when we can access it.
We'd like to know more. Shola, we'd like to know more on the post-harvest training. How can goods be preserved, really? Can we quickly center on that?
For example, very soon you'll start seeing the banana juice in Nigeria market. You'll start seeing, okay, let me give you a scenario. From a banana tree, or let's say a plantain tree, if you take the fruit, you can actually squeeze out the juice from the fruits. The peel can serve as your livestock feed. When you squeeze the juice, the pulp can also serve as a dry powder for your baby food and some other things. You can even take everything and put in your biodigester to supply light and some other things. Now you can do wine from banana juice. From the stem itself, you extract fiber for your table cover, for your rug, you extract fiber from it to do your lamp cover. From there you can get vinegar. There are a lot of things you can do from this. That is about that. Talking about mango, the same thing. Talking about orange, the same thing. The next thing in this country is post-harvest loss is going to be the thing of the past. We are coming on board to start, mopping up these things, putting people in clusters to help them. The beauty of it is going to be from farm to table. The meaning of that is the farmers will be happy because there's a ready-made market for their produce. Now, the farmer will get money to send their kids to school. The teacher or the owner of the school will be happy to get money to also buy some things. So we need to have a kind of Jews mentality that we circle our money within ourselves. So when we move it from there, those people that will be buying the juice are actually going to be taking nutritious and highly 100% natural organic produce, unlike the junks that we are taking presently in Nigeria.
Okay.
Cancer is going to be the thing of the past. Different disease will go because we'll be taking natural produce from our raw material. So there will not be anything like post-harvest. I'm putting this thing on the road and I'm stopping vehicles to buy. That is when we are talking about business. Then there's going to be scarcity.
All right.
When there's scarcity, a lot of people will come and a lot of people will go.
Okay.
That's a good way to
Abose
finish
is
it up.
smiling. You want to quickly just weigh in on that on the post-harvest loss for just 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay. I know Shola Bomi, and we colleagues, we friends, we've met a couple of times. It's an interesting thing, and that's what I believe we should all dive into. We should all try to see how we can, maximize our profits by, instead of us going through the market women and all that, and they control the price and all that.
All right, Adeni Shola, a farmer who is now in Uganda. Well, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Training.
And Avose Mobolaji Raphael, we thank you very much indeed. Also an integrated farmer. Thank you for coming to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, right. We're going to take a break at the moment, and when we come back, of course, we're going to be talking about workers' welfare in Nigeria. Don't go away.